Hi friends, I hope you all are still keeping safe. It was only a little while ago that I got to know about the extension of the lockdown, which is going to go on till the end of April or probably till the 3rd of May. Well, that was the expected thing to happen, and well, I think it's in the overall interest of all of us. We have been through this and we have done very well to contain the pandemic within our country. So I think another couple of weeks won't do much damage to us. In fact, I think it'll do good. Yesterday, I was just busy doing something, and then I got a call from one of my clients who's been with me and been coaching for some time and then moved on to the Middle East. Life coaching, which has been something that, like I said, I've been doing for a very long time, and a lot of my clients come in for life coaching, and this was basically with relationships. And of course, I did a lot of work on her, and things were going well. But for some reason, I think, probably with this lockdown, everybody together and, spending that much more time, it does have a different kind of an impact. Unfortunately, in this case, I think it took a different turn. Like, one thing I definitely mentioned to her, that love is not about expectations. You do not expect things from people. Where you say that if the person loves me, then he or she's got to do what I want him or her to do for me. That's not really the way it works. Yes, initially when people meet up, you talk about love and, say all nice things and whatever else. What is effectively happening? This is just an emotion which is being sweetened for us, right? But then at the end of the day, we have to realize that love has to be, a relationship has to be nurtured all the time. It is not going to come from my expectations from you. Love is something, a relationship building is all about letting a person be. I met my prince, and this is a love which I've been waiting for all my life. He is Mr. Right, or she is Miss Right. There's no such thing. It doesn't happen. We believe that we have met the perfect partner. We believe that this person is perfect. But trust me, my friends, when I say there is no perfection. There is no absolute. A relationship is a lot of variables. The way it was today is not how it's going to be tomorrow. As a matter of fact, the way it was in the morning may not necessarily be the way it's going to be in the evening. If you're looking for any form of a absolute relationship, and that is something I conduct and teach during my meditational coaching, is having a relationship with the divine. The divine doesn't change. It's always there. Whether it's today, tomorrow, the after, it is unchanging. What is love? Love is basically, like we say, is the sweetening of an emotion, which maybe another person may be the catalyst for that emotion to develop in your life. But what is that emotion? What is that catalyst? Is it something that is based on sharing, or is it based on extraction, if I may say. And extraction is not like, in a very narrow way. I'm talking about need-based. If it's all about sharing, then it is all that is within you. You do not need somebody to become your catalyst. The love that you have, the love that you can give, the love that you can share is all within yourself. To have expectations from anybody, from relationships, is wrong. This lady who called me was again in the situation, oh, he's getting on my nerves. I mean, very, very affluent family. They have a stream of domestics, but then with the lockdown, it's just that domestics were not able to come. In any case, living in the Middle East is not all that rosy and good. So now what happens? It's the lady of the house who has all this time pampered the husband and said, no, this is not a man's job, you should not do this, you should not do that. Now she finds herself having to do all the household chores. And that's where the stress, where the tension and everything has been built up, and then there's expectations which have come in. From the husband point of view, he should have seen a situation like this and made the entire surroundings a little more conducive, happy, by sharing, offering to do things, make things a fun day. Even like washing clothes, utensils, cleaning the house, this can become really fun, and put some music on and, dance while you're doing it. I'm trying to make it a little light, but the whole thing is about sharing, right? It's not because you're being told to do it, but because you have to be dynamic all the time. You have to create that. You have to create balance. You have to create that fun and joy and happiness within your life. If you've got some illusions about, like I said, about a perfect marriage happening, my friends, you're soon going to be disappointed. There's no such thing as perfect. It doesn't happen. You have to yourself work on things. You do not have to be dependent on somebody to make things happen for you. So the basis of this whole thing where she lost out was forgetting the basics on it, that stop expecting. Start creating for yourself. Love is not about doing something that makes the other person happy. Love is letting the person do what he or she wants. Right? I'm not talking about the morality of this whole thing, but it's all about letting a person build, letting a person live their lives. Because when there is love, when there is emotion, when there is feelings, and it's all coming with a proper thought process, you invariably will do what is right, what is good for a relationship. But if you keep on saying, I want this, I want that, I don't want this, I don't want that, that's going to become like seen as nagging and become a bit of a painful affair. So a lot of us could have been turned into situations like this because of this lockdown, where from one day, you don't have your husband or you don't have your wife around, to now having them 24/7, and then for an extended period of time. Find something creative to do. Read a book. Start writing. Embark on a new hobby. There's so much to do. Share things within the home. Right? So yeah, it was fun. I try to bring her about. I was successful because I took her back to the classes with thing, and she, of course, needed a refreshers thing. Of course, it's not going to happen now in the lockdown, but I do hope that I'll do a refresher with her when she comes back. So life coaching does cover all these aspects of life, and yeah, I thought I'd just share this with you. And it's not rocket science. Things can be handled and can be managed. It's just once you keep yourself open, stop expecting and stop saying that he did this or she did this, therefore I'm going to punish. If you punish the person, do you think the problem is solved? No, it's not. It's still there, right? So let's create a beautiful life for ourselves in living and letting the other person live. That's what true relationships are made of. Stay well, my friends. Till next time.